rise for the processional, and you can stay standing through the Pledge of Allegiance. please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance Good afternoon. Today we are here to recognize and honor the Titan graduates from the T-Area High School class of 2025. This marks the 22nd commencement ceremony for T-Area School District. Class of 2025, we're very proud of you. Thank you for everything you've done for our school and community. Some of you have made amazing journeys and we're so proud. Just a couple of notes here. Just remember there are baskets out in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for attending and supporting T-Area Titans. I'd now like to introduce T-Area School District Superintendent Dr. Jennifer Lowry to introduce the keynote speaker.
Congratulations, class of 2025. It's an honor today to introduce our commencement speaker on your behalf. Mrs. Brady Donnellan is a proud graduate of Elk Point Jefferson High School and earned her teaching degree from the University of South Dakota. After she completed her student teaching, T-Area was lucky enough to be her very first official job. Now in her third year with the district, it appears as though this class may have appreciated her energy, passion, and spunk that she brings to the classroom every day, even in first period. She's married to Logan Donnellan, a salesman at Diesel Machinery Incorporated in Sioux Falls. Her parents, Adam and Shannon Timmons, and her younger brother, Carson, are core to who she is today. We are honored to share a little peek into what a T-Area high school student experiences with our amazing faculty and staff. Class of 2025, please help me welcome Mrs. Donnellan.
Good afternoon. My name is Brady Donlin, and I have been teaching for 3 years, and as Dr. Lowry just said, all of which have been at T. In my first year teaching, I had the privilege of having most of these students sitting in front of me as sophomores, and most in my speech class. With that being said, I fully expect all of you who I had in speech to get out your rubrics and take this very rare opportunity to reverse the roles and grade me. Before I really get into this speech, I feel like it is important to start by talking directly to the class of 2025. Some of you may have already heard this today, but if no one has yet to tell you, let me be the first. I am so unbelievably proud of each and every one of you. From the memorable, moving, and impressive speeches your sophomore year to the outstanding scores you produced in English 4 this year, you have shown perseverance and growth, and I hope you are proud of yourselves as well. So, I had this entire speech written and ready at the beginning of March. Then, 2 weeks ago, I decided to rewrite the entire thing. First, because even though I am consistently encouraging my students to avoid procrastinating, I guess you could call me a bit of a hypocrite because I genuinely believe I work better under pressure. And second, because we spent the last 3 weeks of their English class discussing a book and lecture called The Last Lecture by Randy Posh. If you have never read it or watched it, I highly recommend that you do. It is incredibly moving and inspirational. But what ended up being equally inspiring was the students' response to this activity. During one of our classes studying this novel, the pre-write question was, what have you learned about yourself during your high school experience? This class period, we were focusing on the importance of having the skill of self-judgment. I wanted them to realize that checking in with how much they have learned, grown, and changed over the years to come is a vital routine to keep in mind. The responses I overheard students sharing during this discussion were powerful. They included things like, I learned the power of empathy. I learned how to value myself. I have learned who I truly am and what I am capable of doing if I just apply myself. I learned that as a person here on earth, I have a purpose and so does everyone else. Their ability to not only take this question seriously, but to dig deep and really look back on the last 4 years is a perfect representation of the effort I have seen these students put into their work over the time I have had the privilege of being their teacher. One of the ideas that Posh mentions is the idea of head fakes in life. While he introduces this term in connection with athletics, he also explains the deeper connection to life. I realized that as a teacher, I practice head fakes all the time. As an English and speech teacher for this class, I had goals for them to learn the importance of eye contact in their speeches and the importance of detailed and in-depth annotations while reading British literature. However, all of that was a head fake to the real goal, which was to leave my classroom understanding the necessity of attitude and effort and having the confidence to realize they can do hard things as they enter this next journey. Considering I was sitting in your chairs only 8 years ago, I do not have all the answers, and I won't act like I do. However, I can tell you the most valuable things I have learned in those last 8 years. So here is my advice in my very last lecture to you. First, find people who support you and your goals. You will want to share your plans, dreams, and goals with these people, and they will make you feel empowered to do all of them. But make sure they challenge you as well. If they don't push you to be the best you, they don't deserve to be in your life. Second, be confident and make yourself a priority. Confidence alone can result in a lot of opportunities for you. However, reminder, arrogance is not confidence. Arrogance is just the mask of insecurity. Third, listen. This is going to be shocking, but you are about to meet a lot of people that know a lot more than you do. They will have wisdom and knowledge that will inspire, motivate, and possibly change you into a new and better person. Those people will quickly become your favorite people to listen to. Fourth, if you are going to apologize for something, make sure you follow it with some actions. In Randy's words, a bad apology is worse than no apology. And lastly, arguably most importantly, and most certainly not surprising coming from me, attitude and effort. My father introduced me to this phrase at a young age, and I have been applying this to pretty much everything I do. When a student walks into my classroom, the first thing they see is this phrase in big letters on my wall. And most of these students have heard it from me once or twice. Walk into every opportunity with an attitude that the people around you can work with and give 100% effort, 100% of the time, and you will find success. To the future lawyers, social workers, medical professionals, businessmen and women, military men and women, educators, and all other future successful adults, you can exceed your own expectations. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Donlin. The Tiara High School Concert Choir, directed by Mrs. Janice Gilbert, will now perform Coda. I'd now like to welcome Tieri High School salutatorian Olivia Hubley.
Hi, can you guys see me up here? Wanted to make sure. I'm really nervous, so I'm going to take a deep breath really quickly. I'd like to start today by saying congratulations to everyone. Not only my peers, but all the people who were there for the good and bad with their graduates. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Also, a thank you for helping us all get here. A special thank you to my mom for believing in me, my grandma for pushing me to be the best I can, Gina for being a shoulder to lean on, and Andre for helping guide me. Also, thank you to my teachers and friends and the extra family I've picked up along the way. You guys know who you are, that have been along with me for the wild ride that high school has been. To everyone who I shared a laugh or a cry with, you are all part of the reason why I have become who I am today. These people guided me to be successful in my academic and personal life and taught me a few key values that I'd like to share with you today. The first one being always be kind. I know this has been drilled into our heads since elementary school with all the staff teaching the golden rule, and we listen to so many people telling us to be kind that I do not believe we are truly listening. Like when your mom is talking to you and you nod your head, not realizing that you just committed to helping her clean all weekend. But on a more serious note, we never know what is going on in someone else's life. We're all guilty of making assumptions and believing rumors that we have heard flying throughout hallways, but we never truly know what is happening in someone's life unless they tell us. So a small act of kindness goes a lot longer of a way than we realize. I cannot even tell you how many times someone has given me a small compliment that made my day. Like the time I wore my new yellow sweatshirt to school and so many of my friends commented on how good yellow looked on me that I contemplated making my whole wardrobe yellow. So smile at someone in the hallway, help your parents bring in the groceries, and when you think someone looks really good in yellow, let them know. I read a quote from Maya Angelou that sums this all up for me. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. The second lesson I've learned is that you always have a choice. We make little decisions every day without even realizing it, some important and others insignificant, but in the end, they are all still choices, and they all have an impact on your life and others. Like right now, we are all faced with making a decision of what our next steps will be, what we want our future to look like. And even though it is our decision, so many people have an opinion about what steps we should take. But our generation has to make this decision for ourselves based on how we want the future to look, not just for ourselves, but our friends and family, those we know and those we have yet to meet. A quote that helps me to remember that my choices have an impact is, not only is the world happening to you, but you are also happening to the world. This quote is very important to me because whenever I am faced with a choice, it reminds me that I need to consider the effect it will have not only on me, but also on others. Like when my parents made the decision to move to T. I was so scared to move to a town where I knew no one. Over the last 9 years, I have made memories with classmates that I will never forget. Like watching our football team lose a state championship, not once, but twice in a row, and still hoping every year that they would make a comeback. Being born in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Browns, this made T feel like home. Thank you.
Great job, Olivia, great job. I'd now like to welcome Tieri High School valedictorian Abigail Munson.
afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking my friends, family, and most importantly, God, for helping me get here today. I couldn't have done it without their endless support and love. Specifically, I'd like to thank my incredible parents, my biggest supporters, who are there to celebrate every success and whose constant encouragement and belief pushed me through difficult times. I'd also like to thank our incredible staff. At T, we were surrounded by people who poured into us every single day. Teachers who stayed after class to help and extended the deadlines we forgot about. And counselors who checked in on us when we looked overwhelmed, and custodians who greeted us with a smile. Without them, our education wouldn't be possible. Class of 2025, we are finally the ones wearing the caps and gowns. It felt like it took years, because it did. It also felt like it went by in moments. Freshman formal, senior prom, stressful finals, homecomings, and Friday night football games. Now, here we are, for the last time, seated next to whom we consider not only our classmates, but our teammates, our group project partners, and most importantly, our friends. I've taken a lot of time to think about what I wanted to say today. I've changed my mind far too many times, but one thing remained the same. Keep the speech short. The truth is, I don't have a hidden secret to success to share, or enough years for wisdom. Quite frankly, I don't know much at all. None of us do. And how could we? We might be able to recite the quadratic formula, or know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but we don't know what comes after this moment. This is equally exciting as it is scary. The plan up until now was to just get through high school, try and win a few state championships or contests, take our diplomas, and leave. But now we are at a standstill. In a few months, we'll all be starting new lives in new places with new people. Our graduation may feel like an end, but it's the start of our own lives, which will be filled with our own choices. From today on forward, we get to decide how we impact the world. Before me, I see a range of possibilities. Each one of us will walk a different path in life. Not one will be more important than the other. We are future accountants, nurses, doctors, hairstylists, mechanical workers, military members, and so much more. Our success in these endeavors is not measured by who makes the most money or who becomes famous. Our future is about how we decide to make an impact. Do you remember the character awards we would receive in elementary? We were issued awards for kindness, respect, caring, responsibility, and honesty. What may have been sparkly papers with our names on them back then are now what we must remember most. You might not receive a concrete award for being kind in your future, but life will reward you in different ways. We make an impact through these characteristics. We set ourselves apart. We may not know what our futures look like, but we can use simple things like these characteristics to guide us. Whatever you choose to do with your future, just be proud to do it. Be passionate. We can make impacts by doing what we love. For some of us, we might not realize what that passion is for several years to come, but when we do, we must take hold of it. If we remember anything from high school, let it be that failure is a part of life. None of us were perfect. I sure wasn't, but it isn't about how many mistakes we make. It's about how we adapt. Failure helps us grow, and without growth, we cannot have success. So embrace the fact that we don't know anything. Try new things, struggle, make mistakes, because that is how we will learn. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on our community. Some of us have been here since the beginning, and others have joined somewhere along the way. For many of us, T has been the place where we have grown up. We've walked the halls of Titan schools, and now we walk the stage in the gym where we have practiced on the daily, won our big games, had our tough losses. We sang our concerts, performed our shows, and have held our pep rallies. It has been a privilege to grow up in T and with my fellow classmates. We have embraced our Titan spirit, sometimes too much. Sorry, Mr. Knudsen. We have celebrated victories, and we have reconciled our losses together. We have broken both records and countertops, but most importantly, we have made memories to last a lifetime. We may be future jackrabbits, coyotes, cougars, Vikings, or tigers, but no matter how far we go, we will always be Titans. Thank you.
Thanks. Excellent, Addie. I'd now like to welcome Tiara High School Band as directed by Mrs. Stephanie Rannick performing Titan Spirit. class of 2025 will now recognize friends and family with the presentation of the flowers with You're Gonna Go Far by Noah Kahan. Bermudez. Rylan James Berry. Matthew Alexander Berger. Caleb John Berger. Callie Dawn Boone. Jaden Aubrey Bowen. Sienna Ann Breck. Jesse James Bridgens. Levin Christopher Brokjord. Kale James Broderson. Kayla Allah Al-Jabbar Brody. Kyla Jean Brown. Ethan Meyer Bruins. Isaac Michael Bullis. Delaney Janae Burek. Caleb Jose Boos. Evan Marie Kane. Andrew James Sarda. Adriana Lee Clark. Carter Andrew Lee Colling. Leo Carthel Curry. David Charles Dingman. Sophia Lynn Dodd. Colton John Duffy. Braden Todd Dunkelberger. Tanner Alexander Dunkelberger. Haley Joe Edmond. Shelby Carol Edwards. Braden Thomas Eichmann. Dawson Reese Eimers. Ashton Tate Eining. Tyla Fawn Ektanipong. Addison Grace Ernster. Nathan Charles Esme. Nathan Paul Fechner. Nicole Renee Fechner. Cadence Ann Fields. Ella Janice Franzine. Connor Allen Freeman. Abella Nicole Fury. Natalie Eileen Garcia Ramirez. Krista Nicole Gardemaker. Samartha Gabay. Jack Ryder Gierman. Brianna Joanne Garrettson. Shelby Ann Gehring. Ashley K. Goodman. Allie Rose Griffith. Carson Dale Hall. Reese Nicole Hammerquist. Claire Marie Hank. Henry George Hansen. Tavian Marquell Hartsfield. Chloe Ann Noel Hatley. Nathaniel Charles Hoff. Madeline Elka Havlin. Brody Thomas Hockey. Keegan Jack Hain. Kaya Faye Haynes. Emily Ray Hinberg. Clayton Derek Hoffman. Ashton Robert Hoover. Alexander Lee Howard. Olivia Jade Hubley. Kendra Nicole Huss. Remington May Jacobson. Aiden Allen Johnson. Carter James Johnson. Jacob Daniel Youngye. Fee Sephora Emanuela Joseph. Lillian Grace Kaiser. Lane Easton Kelsey. Jace Taylor Kirschiman. Gavin Richard Colbeck. Hayden Charles Coons. Caleb Michael Cooner. Sonia Isabel Larson. Kaya Lynn Lakander. Charlie John Leslie. Jacob Tyler Lindgren. Jonas James Little Eagle. Anissa Luau. Macy May Lund. Malia Rose Leidig. Natalia Giselle Madrigal. Jersey Ryan Marlowe. Faith Eileen Lee Marshall. Alina Lee McChesney. Alyssa Ann Rochelle McDaniel. Cole Carter McKinney. Elizabeth Joy Melbrick. Jackson Dennis Dwight Merrigan. Jaya Lynn Milbrath. Alexander Robert Miller. Bennett Claude Miller. Ethan James Miller. Daryl Vaughn Milner III. Jaden Adriana Joe Mitchell. Ashley Jusmary Morataya Monteroso. Sienna Lynn Mork. Amory Tiana Mosley. Jacob Lee Mueller. Abigail Marie Munson. Ariana Marie Ann Murphy. Addison Ray Nazer. Maya Paige Newhart. Brandon Hui Nguyen. Kendra Lee Nielsen. Rylan John George Norris. Kendra Ray Oberly. Madison Jean Olison. Jacob Lee Osborne. Elena Louise Otten. Emerson L. Otten. Daniel Rayan Oy. Noah Christopher Park. Aubriana Rose Parker. Peyton Taylor Parker. Molly Rose Peters. Hannah Christine Pitch. Nicholas Jean Anthony Ramirez. Tyler James Reed. Amani Marie Richards. Megan Ann Ridnour. Nolan Lloyd Roberts. Matthew Burke Rogers. Cole Matthew Rudin. Brady Lee Sabers. Adam Charles Shelsky. Jonathan Todd Slunson. Cage Raymond Schmaus. Austin Michael Shopper. Natalia Rose Schultz. Jaden Maya Sedlacek. Caleb Michael Sirk, unable to be here today. Ethan James Shepard. Eugene Delavon Shibley. Isaac Robert Slowey. Caitlin Lee Smiley. Marshall Daniel Smythe. Ramsey Renee Stansbury. Riley Kyle Schwanda. Bailey Alana Tuft. Jackson John Trelor. Betchida Tyson. Gavin Dean Van Emmerich. Benjamin Aaron Vasika. Cassandra Marie Waltner, unable to be here today. Jaden Renee Webster. Sam Arthur Wordle. Cameron J. Weens. Jeremy Ryan Weens. Tegan Richard Wilson. Chloe Marie Wilson. Parker Gregory Wilson. Brandon Allen Whip. Jesse Ray Whip. Cassidy Lynn Rannick. Ashlyn Leanne Wright. Gracie Gail Wright Ringo. Alejandra Zamora Gutierrez. Dawson Matthew Zenz. Daniel Ray Zuraff. Terry High School graduating class of 2025. As a symbol of being awarded the distinction high school graduate, you may now move the tassel on your cap to the left. Those in attendance, I now present to you the Terry High School class of 2025.
Thank you.